obviously, say anybody who knows science and geography and modern civilization, you cannot believe that there is a tribe 4,000 years trapped behind a wall. I mean, you believe this? That's your position. I cannot believe it. I find this very difficult to believe. There is some separated from mankind. So if somebody were to say, how can we believe these hadith when Google Earth has mapped the whole world? We can zoom in and see everything around us, and there is no massive land hidden from mankind. The response is, Allah. In the hadith, this is what the hadith tell us. This is what the hadith tell us. And there's a simple rule that Ibn Taymiyyah mentions. Memorize this rule. The Quran and Sunnah does not bring the possible, but it does bring.
Alright, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. I hope my voice is coming good and clear. And looks like we have an issue with the sound. This is Yasser Qadi. And, you know, the Muhammadans, the duct tape Muhammadan, they are trying their best to duct tape their prophet. This person, Muhammad, the Arab describe him as the Quran says in chapter of At-Tawbah, chapter 9. He is an ear. What does that mean? Ear mean a person who, whatever he listen to, whatever he hear, he adopt. So he heard the stories, he put it in the Quran. Gog and Magog, Alexander the Great, the Mr. Green, Al-Khudr, Moses went to find the fountain of life and he will learn wisdom, which is a story taken from Gilgamesh. So tons of stories in the Quran. It is nothing but a story, is not even good for kids. And I am very thankful that chapter 18 and chapter 27, etc., the goat did not eat them. You remember the goat did eat some portion, big portion of the Quran. But it's going to be really a very sad if that goat ate those chapters. But thanks to God, the goat did not eat all the Quran. The goat ate only what is tasty. And now the Muslims in modern day, and modern day, by the way, is just a day we describe today. But tomorrow, today is going to be not modern day. But if this is what happened now, what will happen in a century from now to Muslims? They are in chaos, trying to duct tape the stupidity of Muhammad. Listen carefully, how the same potato, he himself contradicts the same potato. Why this is happening? Because he himself do not know what to say. In one place he says we have to accept those hadith and those stories, they are correct. And the other hadith says he said they're totally different. Duct tape. When they notice that a lot of people leave in Islam because of those stories, they change their position and they start denying those stories. So listen what happened here. And this is a video collected together by a Muslim.
It's not surprising that our medieval scholars believe this type of stuff. Obviously, dare I say, anybody who knows science and geography and modern civilization, you cannot believe that there is a tribe for 4,000 years trapped behind a wall.
You cannot.
I mean, if you believe this, that's your position. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I'm just being, I find this very difficult to believe. They're in some place separated from mankind. So if somebody were to say, how can we believe these ahadith when Google Earth has mapped the whole world? We can zoom in and see everything around us, and there is no massive land hidden from mankind. The response is, Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allahu a'lam.
Allahu a'lam.
If we believe in the ahadith, this is what the ahadith tell us. This is what the ahadith tell us. And there's a simple rule that Ibn Taymiyyah mentions. Memorize this rule. The Quran and Sunnah does not bring the impossible,
but it does bring that which astounds the mind.
Oof, that's deep. That's deep. And remember this, please. Just remember it. The Quran and Sunnah, which mean what Muhammad said and practice, does not bring the impossible, but what is like amazing, the outstanding for the mind. That's what say it again. I have to agree with you in this one. It is amazing how a human being can be so stupid to believe in such a garbage.
No, does not bring the impossible, but it does bring that which astounds the mind. Is it impossible that somewhere underground Allah has thousands of people living? It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Excellent. So this is actually a beautiful point. Beautiful point. And I guess the brother who did this, and may Allah forgive and guide him and bless him, he didn't quote the full lecture that I gave about Ya'juj and Ma'juj, because I said very clearly in that lecture. See, actually, both of my clips that I'm looking at, they're both valid from the paradigm, 100%. I'll explain to you why. The second clip, which is the earlier one, the second clip is based in Memphis, which I'm assuming 5-6 years ago, looking at
So 5-6 years ago, Yasser Qadi, he have different Yasser Qadi. I mean, we develop. We are Darwin people, evolution. This is 6 years ago. Look like Islam 6 years ago was different. 6 years after, Islam is not the same. What? So what if it was 6 years ago? You are a sheikh, supposedly. You speak of knowledge. You are teaching Muslims because you are the one who can teach. So either this was the true stand when you stand there and say what you say, or you were lying. 6 years ago.
Ambience there, and the fact that there's no whitish or a few white hairs in my beard. When I want to see how old I am, I look at the whiteness in my beards.
Well, because I'm getting older now, so I have different opinion. In 6 years, everything changed. That's what my mom told me. When I was at the age of 1 day old, I start dating girls. 6 years after, I have children. Just 6 years, I was in the age of Aisha. And in Islam, in the age of Aisha, you're horny. Look, where is my son? Oh, he is in the front of the school of the girls. What are you doing there? I'm looking for 4 wives. What? 6 years ago?
Hairs of my beard. At that
You have what in your beard? You have white hair in your beard. What about your pure pubic area? What is that to do with what you said?
stage, I had read a number of books about the signs of the Day of Judgment, and some of them were master's PhD dissertations. One of them is actually a very good book, Ash-Shat al-Sa'ba al-Wabili. I have it up there somewhere, and it's actually a master's dissertation from al-Qura University, and it's one of the main books that I utilize for the signs of the Day of Judgment. And that he did a very good job of basically referencing the hadith and linking them to basically primarily Sheikh al-Albani. Sheikh al-Albani says hadith is weak, is authentic or weak, then he's going to quote it. Now, at that stage, I relied on Sheikh al-Albani's categorization of hadith, and this.
At that stage, he was a donkey. He relied in someone he should not rely on. And now you relied in someone else. You just mentioned his name. 6 years from now, you will say, "Oh, I was wrong. I relied on him." I mean, what kind of a stupid religion this religion is? You relied on a guy, and then you are saying he is not. I should not. And now you are relying on a new guy. He just mentioned the name of a new book, and now he is getting his information from not even from Muhammad, not from his God. It is a guy who wrote a book. Those are your sheikhs. They make poo-poo And then they make 1,000 videos to explain why the poo-poo smells so good. I mean, you know the thing.
This book and other books said that Shaykh al-Albani mentioned that the hadith about Ya'juj and Ma'juj is authentic, that they are currently in existence. Okay, if the hadith is authentic, sami'na wa ata'na, we hear and we obey. Now, when I did the other series of the Day of Judgment, the Signs of Day of Judgment, I really went back to the sources. So every student of knowledge knows there's different levels of going back to the sources. You can go back to primary books written, okay, right? And that's what I did for my previous lectures. For this lecture, you go back to the original ahadith. You go back to the actual data points. What does the hadith itself say? And what is the authenticity of the hadith beyond just one scholar? When I did the first lecture, I blindly followed basically one school. And Shaykh Al-Albani said, okay, he said the hadith is good. Okay. When I did the second lecture, I actually really did a deep dive in this issue of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, because you can even tell, even in the Memphis lecture, by the way, I am troubled, like, okay, how do we understand this? How do we do that? And I say, well, okay, Allah is capable of all things.
If this is the guy who he claimed to be a scholar, he is troubled with such a stupid story. What about a normal average Muslim? If this is the scholar for you Muslims, he bite his tongue in what he said. And now he will say, well, he traced the original hadith and he found them not to be true. But I will show you in a few minutes from now that this guy is a scumbag. In fact, every hadith about Gog and Magog is absolutely authentic. Continue.
And that's true. I do believe that. But here's the point. And again, this is a very good point. From my view, there's no contradiction at all between the first and the second video in terms of paradigms, in terms of usul, what you call it. Why? Because the first video, which is the one in Dallas, for the first time, I went back to what multiple ulama said about the hadith of Ya'juj and Ma'juj that is still alive. So again, to clarify, the concept of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is in the Quran. Nobody can deny that. The fact that they were blocked up, it's in the Quran. The fact that they're going to come towards the end of times, it's in the Quran, and it's in
Huh? But this is the same guy, he says, are you going to believe this? That there is people blocked behind a wall for thousands of years? He said that in this, look. I mean, what the heck with those people? And this is the newer video. He said, if you want to believe that there is somebody blocked behind the wall for 4,000 or 5,000 years, it's up to you. I don't believe. It's hard for me to be. Now he's saying the opposite. He said it's a fact in the Quran.
Obviously, dare I say, anybody who knows science and geography and modern civilization, you cannot believe that there is a tribe for 4,000 years trapped behind a wall. I mean, if you believe this,
But then he said it's a fact in the Quran. It's what? It is a fact. It is in the Quran. Guys, why we don't have, where is everybody? Is that because I went so late? Come on, invite your friends. Do something. Be useful. I mean, I finished yesterday a couple of hours, and now right away I'm back with you. We should invite people so more people will learn. Your children are the target of those Abdul. You don't want your son to come back home one day and he joined the fool gang. Do you? I'm not here because of me. I don't really. I'm the last one who will be affected by such a garbage. I'm here for you. So invite your friends. So more people. We are very short in view actually. You know, YouTube sent me like I have 1 million something view, but this is nothing. We have 2 billion idiot. According to Muslims. According to me, they are not even 600 million idiot. The same guy who said, I cannot believe that there is somebody behind the wall, is the same guy saying that they are behind the wall. It's a fact. It's in the Quran. When I say Islam is for people who have a low IQ, I'm not insulting. I'm not. It's proven in front of you. And this is their smartest person. This guy he's an engineer. He have, I think, PhD. This is not just a kid, you know, he don't know how to write, how to read, like Muhammad.
Then I say, well, okay, Allah is capable of all things. And that's true. I do believe that. But here's the point. And again, this is a very good point. From my view, there's no contradiction at all between the first and the second video in terms of paradigms, in terms of usul, what you call it. Why? Because the first video, which is the one in Dallas, for the first time, I went back to what multiple ulama said about the hadith of Ya'juj and Ma'juj that is still alive. So again, to clarify, the concept of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is in the Quran. Nobody can deny that. The fact that they were blocked up, it's in the Quran. The fact that they're going to come towards the end of times is in the Quran, and it's in mutawatir hadith. Okay, there is only one hadith, which is in Tirmidhi and others, but it's one isnad.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? The admin who is posting for Facebook of a Christian prince. I don't have a Facebook. So you better not to post something I did not approve. I don't have Facebook. When you post a Facebook of Christian prince, people will think that this is my Facebook. Now, if somebody made a Facebook with the name of Christian prince, this is his business. But don't post it in the chat, because then people would think, I never actually saw a page of Christian Prince on Facebook. So why are you posting it? Even if it is to support me, supposedly. We don't want to mislead people and make them think that everything is posted there is by me, because we don't know who is making this Facebook. So here you see how those liars, they bite their tongue and they try to get away from it. Do we have any Muslim would like to call us? Beside the one who said yesterday that his wife, she have to be effed 4 times in different time to get busted? I mean, you know, this is a religion, like, you know, the trash can. I mean, a trash can is a necessity. It's not a luxury. You have to have a trash can in your house. Not a single house can exist unless you are a person who live in a trash can itself. So you have to put it in a corner somewhere. And usually we put it in a place where it's not, we don't want to see it, you know, like it's a trash can. Islam is the trash can. It collects trash. Anyone, he have a pervert mind. He like to have sex with the children. Anyone, he dream about living the life of lust, pervert. He like Islam. Gang members, pimps. It's a trash can. In the top of that, this trash can do not collect smart, intelligent people. I never saw one individual, even they might sound for some, they are all being smart. Or let us say, oh, you know what? They won an argument with the Christians. Like, you know, when David Wood, he debated Mimi Hijab, Muslims, they felt they have a victory because David Wood he did not do a good job. But David Wood, he made, when he made the question, Mimi Hijab, he made a lot of poo-poo. The problem is David Wood do not know how to respond. He's so soft, and he is not knowledgeable, really. So the Muslim, they thought they have victory. But in reality, what happened in that debate, Mimi Hijab destroyed Islam. He do mockery, and Muslims, when they do mockery, they make the Muslims think that we mock the Christians, and look, you know, I know this is coming. You do not know Hebrew, you do not know Arabic. Let me teach you. Elijah means God with us. And Allah, who said so? Allah have a hand, who said so? And the Muslim, they fight over the spit of Allah. You know, so that make me go. David Wood, instead of answering, says, but if he is not God, why you are fighting? This is not the point. The point is, if he is not God, why you are collecting his spit? Why you are fighting over his underwear water? Why you are fighting over his boogers? Why? If he is just a man like everybody for you. The Muhammadan, who they claim they can refute us, they have a brain of a cat. As an example, this is Leader Dawah. Leader Dawah, he want to refute Yasir Qadhi. But he could not start his video without promoting halal cat food. And that is telling us what Islam is about. Halal cat food. What does that mean? The cat is a Muslim. And the cat believes in Allah. And the cat do not accept any food except the food slaughtered in the name of Allah. So the cat, when she want to eat a mice, she say Alhamdulillah in the name of Allah, and then she slaughter the mice. If those people are smart, intelligent, how in the world they are selling halal cat food? This is and you know, look, you will notice those Abdul, they want to make money from anything. Islam is a money. Okay, this video is about Yasir Qadhi. Why you are saying halal cat? What is that? Are we doing religion? Are we serving God, or we are doing business? It's a business. If he is like, let's say he have a book to help people, I say, okay, it's a book, education. Halal cat food. You Muslims have halal cat food? Do you have a rag for the prayer for the cat? Do you have a pollution dish for the cat? I saw the cat, she is like, she lick her face and her hand. She's doing ablution, brother. They take advantage of the, of the poor people. And if you are naive, you are naive. What we can say? So listen carefully. Halal cat food.
There are countless health benefits to this new raw diet. Check them out on Instagram at alif.uk. They do monthly. There are countless health benefits. Brand on the scene called Alif. They make 100% halal raw cat food. There are countless health benefits to this new raw diet. Check them out on Instagram at alif.uk. They do monthly subscription boxes, and you can get 10% discount on their 2-week.
You will get 10% discount for halal cat food. This is a religion. This is the one who they mock the Christians, and they claim the Christians are stupid. Halal cat food. Hey cat, what do you like to eat for today? You don't eat pork, don't you? Ah, okay. You eat mice and rats and cockroaches. Those are halal. What do you have there? Halal cat food. If they are halal, that means you Muslims can eat it too. Because that's what halal means. This is Islam. Those are the one, this guy, now he is going to refute Yasir Qadhi. So listen carefully.
Box with my code Ali10. Check them out now and let your cat enjoy.
Yeah, get your your order before it's too late. I mean, we have limited supply.
Some nice food. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Welcome once again to my channel. Yajuj and Majuj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about them in the Quran. They are mentioned specifically in a hadith, brothers and sisters. Now, one thing that a lot of people make a mistake, which I've seen, people of knowledge, is that they try to comprehend and understand who is Yajuj and Majuj? Where are they? How could they stay in a cave for so long and dig, and just when they're about to come out, and obviously there's issues, some say there's issues with that narration, etc. Some parts of it, are not authentic, whatever it may be. I'm not trying to get into that, okay? And then Dhul Qarnayn, and there's so many speculations, etc. And a lot of people come And they're like, some people even get into doubt with this matter. Some individuals even leave Islam. And I'm like, what's the issue here? Let me tell you guys the crux of the matter, because there are a lot of people and a lot of individuals who've tried to make people understand this and even push the narrative of these certain ex-Muslims, that, people are leaving Islam because of this, apparently, yeah? Which I just heard one individual, and most of his reasons.
If somebody leave Islam, he leave Islam because of a girl, brother. Because he want he want to have intimacy with. They frame people. Like you leave Islam, that's it. Either you are going after sex. When this is a religion, if somebody wants sex, you idiot. You are the one who made a video just yesterday we play. You can have a secret wife. You can have 4 in your bedroom. You can have unlimited women. Islam is religion of sex. So why somebody want to leave Islam because he want to have sex? Individual, Who is that individual who left Islam because he want to have sex? You take $1. $1. The girl, she agree, you take her to bed. You finish with her, you divorce her. And they call it marriage. Okay, continue.
Because, he couldn't have intimacy with a lot of girls.
Yeah, he left Islam because he want to have intimacy. I want to have intimacy too. And my cat too, after she ate halal food. She want to have intimacy with other Muslim cat. By the way, Dawa, is a cat allowed to marry more than 4? Or it is limited for as long they eat halal food, that means they are Muslims. So if you don't mind, if you can make a video about what is the rule of a cat, male cat, who have 5 wives, if you don't mind. Should we punish the male cat? Because I have a cat I see there in the street. I mean, this cat was everybody. Any female cat go by, he harass her sexually. And he's a Muslim cat. How I know he's a Muslim cat? He eat halal food.
Something along those lines. Okay, I don't think it was this issue at all. Yeah, it was more of his desires. The point is this, that we fall for this, and then what we try to do is, in return, is let's try to bring it down to a logical level and try to explain it in a logical way. Now, I've seen many people do these videos.
Stupid people. They're trying to understand things in a logical way. Are you a donkey or what? The Muslim, when they speak about Trinity, they say to you, it's not logical. Like I saw a comment in the previous video, a Muhammadan says, Muhammadan, you are just so cute. So is Jesus God or Son of God, or he is a son of Mary? Look at this question. That's deep. How you can be all of those in the same time? Hey, Abdul, are you the son of your father and the son of your mother in the same time? Maybe you are not. And isn't it a human being? He is the likeness of his father. Isn't it your stupid prophet says, all sons of Adam? What does that mean, sons of Adam? That means we are in his likeness. So if somebody is a son of somebody, that means he is in the likeness of that body. So if Jesus is son of God, well, obviously he's God, because he's in the likeness of the Father. Potato. And Jesus born of Virgin Mary. Can you explain to us why he is the only one is born, yet without sexual intercourse? Must be there is a reason. The virginity of Mary in Islam does not make any sense. Because what's the point of it? Nobody can see it, nobody can prove it, nobody can disapprove it. In Christianity it makes sense, because Jesus in Christianity is a son of God. Why Muhammad is not son of virgin? By the way, she was virgin for sure. I mean, she gave birth to Muhammad 4 years after his father's death. Obviously, she is a very, very virgin. Let us continue. So why you try to understand Gog and Magog logically? Why? What's wrong with you? Are you mental?
Of tales, and we have to be honest and frank and not pretend as if this doesn't exist. Perhaps some of you are not accustomed to hearing people speak.
What? No, we can hear it. Don't worry. Don't worry.
For our modern times, I would say one of the most, if not the most problematic of the signs of Judgment Day. And it has caused many of our youth to question, to doubt. I myself have met people that have actually left Islam.
No way. Maybe they left Islam because they want to have intimacy. As did Dawah, he said. She said. You met people leave Islam because of Gog and Magog?
This issue at all, yeah? It was more of his desires. The point is this, that we fall for this, and then what we try to do is, in return, is like, I know, let's try to bring it down to a logical level and try to explain it in a logical way. Now, I've seen many people do these videos, okay? Many people in the videos who've tried to make people understand this and even push the narrative of these certain ex-Muslims, that, people are leaving Islam because of this, apparently, yeah? Which I just heard one individual, and most of his reasons were because, he couldn't have intimacy with a lot of girls or something along those lines. Okay, I don't think it was this issue at all, yeah? It was more of his desires. The point is this, that
when you see a Muslim speaking so fast like this, right away, think about it, he is trying his best to say something, but he don't want to claim that he said something. Because, then we have to ask him, what are you talking about? Now, the topic is Gog and Magog. And I don't want to show you an individual who left Islam because of intimacy. What?
Fall for this. And then what we try to do is, in return, is like, I know, let's try to bring it down to a logical level and try to explain it in a...
We cannot bring it to logical level because this is a stupid story. Go, Yasser Qadi.
Because of these types of tales. And
this type of tales.
We have to be honest and frank.
We have to be honest and frank. Are you?
And not pretend as if this doesn't exist.
Don't pretend, Muslims. Stop pretending. We are laughing at you.
Perhaps some of you are not accustomed to hearing.
You are not accustomed to hear it. But we are here to tell you the truth. That Santa Claus is real. And Gog and Magog of Islam is not. And Muhammad is not even... Do you have a proof that even Muhammad was exist? No proof.
People speak like this, but my philosophy is different. We are dealing with a crisis of...
What do you mean your philosophy is different? Are you saying that Ali Dawah don't have philosophy? What's wrong with you? Was it this your philosophy?
Who knows science and geography and modern civilization? You cannot believe that there is a tribe for 4,000 years trapped behind a wall. If you believe this, that's your position.
If you believe this, yani, you are a donkey. Yani. Yani in Arabic, it's like we say it when you say it, like it's mean. You are a donkey, like yani, So if you believe this, yani, okay, so like I'm not going to insult you now, say what you are, but he is saying if you believe this, yani, you are a donkey, But this is the same guy who said he believed this. In the same, And he claimed that he said that 6 years ago. 6 years ago, you were not a Muslim, and you were not a sheikh, and you don't have a PhD, and you are not a sheikh teaching in the mosque. What do you mean I said that 6 years ago?
There, and the fact that there's no whitish or a few white hairs in my beard. When I want to see how old I am, I look at the white.
So guys, I was, now before 6 years ago, I don't have white beard. Now I have white beard. I'm not the same now. I'm wiser. 6 years ago, I was Budweiser.
This is what the ahadith tell us. This is what the ahadith tell us. And there's a simple rule that Ibn Taymiyyah mentions. Memorize this rule. The Quran and Sunnah does not bring the impossible, but it does bring that which astounds the mind.
It's astounding.
Is it impossible that somewhere underground Allah has thousands of people living? It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Excellent. So this is actually a beautiful point. Beautiful point. And I guess the brother who did this, yani, طبعا, may Allah forgive and guide him and bless him.
Really.
He didn't quote the full lecture that I gave about Ya'juj and Ma'juj, because I said very clearly in that lecture. See, actually, both of my clips that I'm looking at, they're both valid from the paradigm, 100%. I'll explain to you why. The second clip, which is the earlier one, the second clip is based in Memphis, which I'm assuming 5-6 years ago, looking at the ambience there. And the fact that there's no whitish or a few white hairs in my beard. When I want to see how old I am, I look at the whiteness in my beard's hairs of my beard. At that stage, I had read a number of books about the signs of the Day of Judgment, and some of them were master's PhD dissertations. One of them is actually a very good book, Ash-Shat al-Sa'ba al-Wabili. I have it up there somewhere, and it's actually a master's dissertation from al-Qura University, and it's one of the main books that I utilize for the signs of the Day of Judgment. And that he did a very good job of basically referencing the hadith and linking them to basically primarily Shaykh al-Albani. Shaykh al-Albani says hadith is weak, is authentic or weak, then he's going to quote it. Now, at that stage, I relied on Shaykh al-Albani's categorization of hadith, and this book and other books said that Shaykh al-Albani mentioned that the hadith about Ya'juj and Ma'juj is authentic, that they are currently in existence. Okay, if the hadith is authentic, sami'na wa ata'na, we hear and we obey. Now, when I did the other series of the Day of Judgment, the Signs of Day of Judgment, I really went back to the sources. So every student of knowledge knows there's different levels of going back to the sources. You can go back to primary books written, right? And that's what I did for my previous lectures. For this lecture, you go back to the original hadith. You go back to the actual data points. What does the hadith itself say? And what is the authenticity of the hadith beyond just one scholar? When I did the first lecture, I blindly followed basically one school. And Shaykh al-Albani said, okay, he said the hadith is good. Okay. When I did the second lecture, I actually really did a deep dive in this issue of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, because you can even tell, even in the Memphis lecture, by the way, I am troubled, like, okay, how do we understand this? How do we do that? And I say, well, okay, Allah is capable of all things. And that's true. I do believe that. But here's the point, and again, this is a very good point. From my view, there's no contradiction at all between the first and the second video in terms of paradigms, in terms of usul, what you call it. Why? Because the first video, which is the one in Dallas, for the first time, I went back to what multiple ulama said about the hadith of Ya'juj and Ma'juj that is still alive. So again, to clarify, the concept of Ya'juj and Ma'juj in the...
Okay, well, what the answer now? So do you believe or believe? And you just said you went back to multiple ulama. Ulama in Arabic means scholars. Big deal, you know, scholars. As long as scholars, they are saying it's true. Who are you? So he blamed now that what he said on the scholars. So are you saying that the Muslim scholars are donkeys? It's not you? Do you see what the Muhammadan they do? When they make a poo-poo, they throw it on someone else. Well, this is what the scholars, they say. So why you call them scholars if they are donkeys? You see, when I acknowledge somebody to be a scholar, that means he is more knowledgeable than me. And he is qualified to give a correct opinion. Otherwise, why in the world I want to call him a scholar? Scholar for me, if I say he is my scholar, he is my teacher, there is no way the student, he knew more than his teacher. So you adopt the scholars and now you are spitting at them. So are they still scholars or not? He's still calling them scholars. Even now when he is spitting at what they said, which he adopted, he is blaming them for what he said. So now he can be like, I'm innocent. I just believe them. They are scholars. But they are donkeys. But yet he called them scholars. Continue. Blah, blah, blah.
The Quran, nobody can deny that. The fact that they were blocked up, it's in the Quran. The fact that they're going to come towards the end of times, it's in the Quran and it's in mutawatir ahadith. Okay.
The fact, did he just mention the fact? People, did he just mention the word fact? So this is not the scholars. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to call us? From those who believe in the fact that there is billions of creatures behind the wall? Anyone? This is my design, guys. Am I getting improved in Photoshop? If Muhammad, he see this picture in his time, what do you think Muhammad will do? He will make a book about it. I saw Gog and Magog. They are scary. Look at this. Gog and Magog, they will have thousands and thousands of baby, each one of them before he died. Yes, brother. Before they die.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
No, not this one. Hold on. Where is the video? Hold on. This potato. What? What? Oh. Let me see, where is the video? Keep him with his tongue now.
Is it a sin?
A thin, not this one too. Is it a thin? No, it's not a thin. I assure you know, this religion is so worried about thin. Is it a thin? Okay. Yasir Qadhi. Go.
Which is around 227 Hijrah. And this is, of course, very early in Islam, before the era of any of the major books of Hadith or Tafsir have been compiled. The famous Abbasid Khalifa al-Wathiq Billah, he saw a dream that greatly disturbed him. He saw in his dream that the great wall that was built by Dhul Qarnayn to block Ya'juj and Ma'juj had been opened up. This dream caused him so much distress, and of course he was the Khalifa, and he had the entire army and the entire, teams at his disposal. And so he decided to send an expedition to the ends of the earth and to see how true his dream was. After asking his advisors who to send, they said they had the right man for the job. And they told him about this traveler whom history has recorded as Salam at-Tarjuman. Salam, the polyglot, the one who spoke many languages. Tarjuman means he spoke many languages. Frankly, we don't have much information about Salam other than this particular story. So the Khalifa calls Salam to his palace, and he gives him a mini army of 100 top-notch soldiers and horses and cavalry and equipment, lots of money. He gives him, multiple types of passes and letters to guarantee his safety to the ends of the earth. And he tells him, your job is to go and find the wall of the...
The Muslim stories, not only it's not good for kids, it is not even good for donkeys. Why the caliphate, they control all the earth? He just said, he gave him letter to go safe to the end of the earth. What earth? Why you Muslims control the whole earth? The caliphate, he did that. Same time. This is the same guy who denied the story. And now in different video, he is saying a caliphate, he saw a dream about the wall of Gog and Magog, which is the same dream Muhammad he saw before. If you remember, Muhammad, he woke up in the middle of the night, said to Aisha, awi to the Arab, awi to the Arab. He said, what happened? He said, today a little hole opened there, little hole. So the question is, why the caliphate, he take it seriously? It's a dream, because that's what Muhammad saw, supposedly. And now the caliphate is trying to find those people, literally. by sending an expedition, 100 soldiers, with a man who speak many languages, because he need to communicate with, Gog and Magog.
Qarnayn, and to tell me whether it has cracked open or not. So Salam took on this assignment with great gusto, and he spent the next 2 to 3 years traveling province after province, working his way eastwards, until finally, according to his own account, he did reach the fabled gate of Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
He reached where? You Muslims don't lie. The guy, he takes selfie with Gog and Magog, please. He reached the gate where Gog and Magog is there. He did, in 2 years only. But is it you who says, if you believe in this, yani, what? Yasura Kaduka. The guy, he reached the gate of Gog and he saw the gate. You cannot be serious. And this is the same guy is saying this.
Of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is actually, for our modern times, I would say, one of the most, if not the most problematic of the signs of Judgment Day. And it has caused many of our youth to question, to doubt. I myself have met people that have actually left Islam because of these types of tales. And we have to be honest and frank and not pretend as if this doesn't exist. Perhaps some of you are not accustomed to hearing people speak like this, but my philosophy is different. We are dealing with the crisis of people leaving our faith, our own children, our own young men and women. And of the reasons why is that we are not answering some of these issues that they bring, and we dismiss them. The issue of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is something that doesn't just occur in the Hadith. It is explicit in the Quran. Standard medieval interpretation of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is the following. This is what you find in Ibn Kathir. You find it in the Tafsir literature of a Samarqandi and of a Tha'labi, and basically this is...
You find this shit everywhere, sorry. Continue. So now he found the gate of Gog and Magog. He did. It's true. I found it too. But if you believe there is people living for thousands of years behind the wall, you are stupid.
Ya'juj is actually, for our modern times, I would say, one of the most, if not the most problematic of the signs of Judgment Day.
The most problematic? What do you mean? I don't believe you. Who's going to believe what you are saying? This cannot be true. The guy, he found the gate. Here, they don't believe there is a gate and there is a wall.
Dare I say, anybody who knows science and geography and modern civilization, you cannot believe that there is a tribe for 4,000 years trapped behind a wall. I mean,
you cannot believe that.
I mean, if you believe this,
you're a donkey. But now, this guy, he is saying, you don't need to be logical.
People are leaving Islam because of this, apparently, which I just heard one individual, and because he couldn't have intimacy with a lot of girls or something along those lines. Okay, I don't think it was this issue at all. It was more of his desires. The point is this: that we fall for this, and then what we try to do is, in return, is like, let's try to bring it down to a logical level and try to explain.
We cannot explain it in logical level. We are Muslims. It's even against Islam to do such a thing. Right? What is the other video I was playing? Hold on. Where is the video? Let's go back. Let me find it. Too many pages open in my screen. Too many pages. Ah, here we go. So the guy, brother, the caliphate, he sent this guy and he found the gate of Gog and Magog. Tell us more.
Cavalry and equipment, lots of money. He gives him, multiple types of passes and letters to guarantee his safety to the ends of the earth. And he tells him, your job is to go and find the wall.
Does this sound good? Your job is to find the wall
of Dhul Qarnayn and to tell me whether it has cracked open or not. So Salam took on this assignment with great gusto, and he spent the next 2 to 3 years traveling province after province, working his way eastwards until finally, according to his own account, he did reach the fabled gate of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. There, he verified that the gate was indeed in intact condition, fully fortified, no holes in the gate. And to prove his point, he carved out a small piece of the wall and he brought it back to the palace in...
Guys, the story supposedly that nobody can make a hole in the wall. The guy, he made the hole in the wall. He grabbed. But he did what he did. This is supposedly a wall. Nobody can go through it. The guy, he grabbed a piece of the wall and he take it with him. Is that a cheese? But isn't it the story supposedly that nobody can open this hole until the day of judgment? Nobody can crack or even break anything in the wall? This is how even if Gog and Magog, they cannot do it. A human being. He put his knife in the wall and he took a piece to bring it to, and how that will prove that this is the wall? How that will prove to the caliphate that this piece of rock is from the wall, brother? By the way, isn't it the wall made from copper and iron? It's still intact? Okay, well, now I can provide any proof about anything in life. Anything. I will tell the people that I saw a wall made of copper and iron, and go and to the scrap yard and get a piece of metal and says, look, I have a piece of it. They will say to me, why it have a logo of Mercedes? Oh, what?
The gate. And to prove his point, he carved out a small piece of the wall and he brought it back to the palace in Samurra or Surna Marra'a. He brought it back to the Khalifa and he said to him, I saw the gate with my own eyes and it is fully intact. The Khalifa was so happy and impressed with him that he promptly awarded him and all of the remaining crew massive treasures and ordered Salam to...
We are witnessing for one of the biggest scam of Islam. The guy, he came back to the caliphate. The caliphate was so happy that the gate is locked, the door is not broken, the wall, there's no hole in it. Oh, we are safe. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. I thought Gog and Magog. Abdul, are you stupid or what? The caliphate, he rewarded the guy. He brought a piece of the wall. What is that? We have a person, each time he come to the chat, he say, my friend, she told me that she saw Christian Prince for real last year. Brother, did your friend take a piece of me to prove it? Like the guy he did for the wall? I mean, are you stupid or what? Each time you come to the chat, my friend, she told me that she saw Christian Prince for real. Did somebody told you I'm an angel coming with the 600 wings like Jibreel? What's wrong with people? Each time this guy, he come here, my friend, she told me last year that she saw Christian Prince for real. Did your friend took a piece of me, the same as the guy? He took a piece from the wall to prove it. Potatoes. And why you are so excited? You can see me too. Is somebody told you I'm God or something? I'm a human. I walk in the street like people. Truly, truly. I can fart. Stupid people. Focus, focus, potato. Don't be a potato. So the guy, he went all the way. And he brought a piece from the rock, from the wall, and the caliphate rewarded him. Tell us more.
Dictate his chronicles to a minor historian at the time, who eventually became a politician and in a later generation became a vizier for the next Khalifa. And this historian is called Ibn Khurdazbeh, or according to another transliteration, Ibn Khurradazbeh. And so Ibn Khurra...
Is Ibn Khurra? What happened? خر يخر خريرا فهو خراء. The son of shit? Or diarrhea? He's what? Those Muslims, they are taking their stories from who? Ibn Khurra? Tell us more.
Khurdazbeh, or Ibn Khurradazbeh, he wrote a book which is still extant to this day. It is called Al-Masaliki wal-Mamalik, the book of routes and the book of kingdoms. Al-Masaliki wal-Mamalik, the book of routes, how you get to place, and the book of kingdoms. And through Ibn Khurdazbeh's work, this legend or this tale or this story was preserved, and it was then further adapted and developed by many later historians of later generations, and from their works we get this story. So for example, Al-Idrisi, who wrote his famous geography under the Norman king Roger, he wrote this his famous work on geography, Kitabu Rojar, he preserved the story. Al-Mas'udi, the famous historian, he preserved the story as well. Al-Bayruni as well, he wrote it. Al-Muqaddisi, Ibn al-Jawzi, and on and on. So many of the famous historians whose books are popular in the libraries, they took it from Ibn Khurdazbeh. Now, this entire chronicle, this entire narration has actually been translated into English, and you will find it in various academic articles and publications.
Academic.
And it is actually of great interest to many modern historians because Salam al-Tarjuman, in his dictation that he said, he gives a very detailed city-by-city description of his itinerary. And it does seem that where he went, it corresponds to what we know of the world at that time. And so he describes the cities, he describes the cultures, and so people in our times, they're taking great interest because it was very rare for a traveler to travel these long distances. You know, Ibn Battuta is well known, Marco Polo is well known. Why? Because it was very rare to travel.
You know, the Muslim, they have travelers who travel nowhere. As an example, he mentioned Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta, in one of his tales, he said, he arrived to an island. All the population of the island is women who have 3 boobs. That's my dream. I don't want to have a woman with 2 boobs. Ibn Battuta, they are so proud about those travelers. They never travel anywhere. They are just telling fake stories. But isn't this the same stupid guy, Yasser Qadi? He said, we do not know where this. Oh, hold on. There's a video. A woman, she asked a sheikh. Not this one. Here. A woman, she asked a sheikh. This is sheikh. And you know, they put them in the stage supposedly because they are sheikhs. She asked him, okay, how come we cannot find those things in Arabic? But he would answer in English.
والأجهزة الحديثة لاكتشافه.
الإجابة تبغيها بالعربي ولا الإنجليزي؟
بالإنجليزي.
بالإنجليزي. She said that in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the wall that is between us and Yajuj wa Majuj, Gog and Magog, is, you know, there was only a small space that was open, and that is before 1,400 years. She said, why there is no any kind of scientific research where people don't go there and know how it looks like? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned this. And this happened in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. We don't know where that place is exactly.
Are you stupid or what? Guys, did you see what the question is? Actually, he did not quote the question He's a liar. She said, how come with all discovery we have until now nobody can find what the prophet said? Where is Gog and Magog? The answer is we do not know where it is. But she said to you, we discovered the whole earth. How come we cannot find it? What do you mean we do not know where it is? Does it matter where it is? As a location? The matter is how come we could not find it? We just heard Yasser Qadhi saying that Google, they scan the whole earth. They have a map for even like the little tiny rocks in the mountains. If you go right now in Google Earth, you will not find one place in this earth, mountain or valley, is not there, with images. And if you have the paid version of Google Earth, you can land anywhere. Even the free one, but the free one, they take you only like in the streets. But if you have the paid one, you can land on a mountain. 3-dimension. The answer is, we do not know where it is. What does this have to do with the question? How come until now we did not find it? The answer is, well, we do not know where it is. But Yasser Qadhi, he just said that long time ago, the Caliphate, he sent a traveler, time traveler, and he found it after 2 years. Took him only 2 years. And he went to the end of the earth. Does Abdul have different opinion?
We don't know where that place is exactly. All what we have and available to us in the sound narration, in the sound tradition, is that the Prophet ﷺ says they have been busy and preoccupied with breaking that wall. And they have been working on it ever since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has erected there. They have been working on it. And whenever they end up into that small hole, which we have previously mentioned and the sister has referred to, they say we will complete it tomorrow. They become dependent on their strength.
Remember, the question is, how come we could not find it? What he is saying to her, what everybody knows. Muhammad said, they are digging a hole. Each time they dig a little bit, they come second day to dig again, they find the hole fixed. Allah sent his maintenance guy, Jibreel, fix it. Until one day, Gog and Magog, and when this is when the hole is going to be open wide and they can go through, they remember to say, Inshallah. Look like the Gog and Magog, who they are very evil, they are believers, they are Muslims. So what's the problem? If Gog and Magog, they believe in Allah and they obey Allah, so why they are evil? And why they look so good looking? Like this. Those are Muslims? And then one day they say, Inshallah? No way. You must be kidding me. Tell us more about Muhammad before.
Their power and their intelligence. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows them that they can do nothing unless they are reliant on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the time when they say Inshallah, when they add the word Inshallah, if Allah says, if God wills, if Allah wills.
See why I told Mimi hijab and he start now saying Inshallah? You see why it's important? I mean, those guys are trying to get through the wall for thousands of years. Just because they forgot to say Inshallah, they cannot go through. Mimi hijab is married for how many long years? He could not make his wife a virgin. She's still virgin. Until he said Inshallah. You cannot make a hole. If you don't say Inshallah, the hole will not be there. You go to bed every night. You don't say Inshallah, she's still virgin. 2 years after, Muhammad don't have babies. 5 years after, Muhammad don't have babies. 20 years after, Muhammad have no. Why? He didn't say Inshallah. He cannot open the hole. He was shooting blank. The hole is closed. See the key. I went to the bank to open a bank account. I tried first time, didn't work. They said this is missing. Second time, another excuse, that is missing. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, you know. And then you know what? I shout at them, and I said, Inshallah, I will come back tomorrow, because I was really angry. They said, okay, hold on, we can open the account now. That's it. You say Inshallah and you go through, brother. Why you don't tell that to Putin so he can go through Ukraine so easy? What's wrong with you Muslims? Say Inshallah and take Jerusalem. It's so easy, easy, easy. By the way, the story about the bank is a true story. I have witnesses. Jibreel. You know, I mean, if you don't, do you want more truthful witness more than Jibreel? Let us be honest here, brother. Let's be honest.
We will complete this time. They will manage to break the wall and come out of that place. So, for the scientists to know more about this, or the geologians to know more about this, they should first know where exactly that wall is.
See? Bingo. For the Satan test, in order the Satan test, what the heck is that? For the Satan test, brother, in order to know. Why Satan's test is so stupid? How they can, sister, how they can find where it is if the Satan test they do not know where it is? By the way, I'm really lucky. Like, I don't choose topic actually. Like I came, I said, let me, I don't know what we'll talk about. I mean, with just a few hours we were alive, right? So I open YouTube. YouTube show me pictures. Okay, let us go this. And then I type, and those videos come to me. There's a billion videos about Gog and Magog, but you find those are hilarious. I'm telling you, I'm lucky. So I think the Lord is helping me too.